Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's AJ Elevate here back with another video. So today, like I said on my Instagram at AJ Elevate underscore, I said I was going to give you guys a free sauce video, free training about what I do, which is info marketing, growth operating, sales, whatever you guys want to call it. And I'm gonna be dropping free sauce for y'all, giving you guys some insights. If you guys want to start, you guys can watch this video. If you guys have any more technical, hard questions that I didn't cover in this video, make sure to DM me at AJ Elevate underscore on Instagram, and let's get into the video right now. So, like I said, it's going to be a free course, free training type of video for anyone who's kind of struggling, wants to get started, and basically my whole experience in the info space currently right now, and just basically what I've done to make me succeed. Alhamdulillah. So, like I said, let's get started. It's info marketing, free training course, growth operating, info marketing, whatever you guys want to call it. Boom. So, what is it? What essentially is info marketing? What is a real model, and how does it work? So basically, it's sales, marketing, and scaling all combined into each other. So you guys want to say, obviously, you guys want sales. Is sales mean you sell people? You build and manage sales systems that convert leads into paying clients for creators. Your clients are not going to be any clients. Your clients are actually going to be social media creators that sell a digital product. So those are going to be your main type of clients, your only clients that you should have. Marketing, you guys obviously know what marketing is, but you're gonna be like, hey Ali, how do I market these guys? How do I essentially market these guys? How do I know I can get sales, but how do I get sales without marketing? You need marketing. So marketing essentially in growth operating is you craft funnels, VSLs, automations, and content strategy to get consistent leads. These are not the only ways that you can market. These are only the three simple ways I'm talking about. There's many other ways that you can market these guys by using webinar, challenge funnels, DM funnel. There's so much other ways, but I'm just pointing out the main stuff that are gonna come into once starting. So if you guys know what VSL is, VSL is a video sales letter. Is basically where someone, let's say a lead, clicks on your client's page. Boom, he's gonna click the VSL funnel page. It's gonna be a video talking about pain points, his story, and how they can succeed, or a bunch of type of testimonials. Basically, a page where you can pre-sell the person. So boom, that's the VSL page. Automations are basically AI automations where, let's say you get a lead. A lead is gonna fill out your form. It's gonna get sent to the Slack where your setter. I'm not sure if you guys don't know what a setter is. A setter is basically the person that's going to be building a wrapper on every single lead. He's gonna be sending them to the closer, and the closer obviously has to close them. And once they're closed, they're into the program. Client gets money, you get commission. Boom. They're gonna market these guys through VSLs, automate. No, sorry, not automation. You're gonna market these guys through different type of funnels and VSLs. And obviously, you are their back-end operator. You're gonna scale them. You manage them. You are essentially the money machine. They're gonna keep posting while you're managing everything in the background. You're not a VA. You're not a setter. You are basically the money machine for them. So now I'm gonna talk about the analogy that makes it all click. So I know some of you guys may be a little confused still about how it kind of works. So I'm gonna use big athletes like Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron, just to simplify it for you guys to make it just click in your heads. So obviously, these guys have big personal brands. Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron, crazy athletes, big personal brands, and they have many ad brand deals, whatever, people coming in with lots of money through their social media. So we use Messi, he posts content, builds an audience, he has attention, but he doesn't have really no system to monetize it properly. We'll say that. There's no system, he doesn't need a system. Ronaldo, massive following, he sells a brand, runs deals, but he needs a team behind him to handle the back end. Ronaldo, obviously, like he has his own perfume line, his own cologne line, he has to market all that. He always has a team at the back end. LeBron, obviously, probably the GOAT, the greatest basketball player of all time. He has built an empire, but obviously he has an agent, which is another Rich Paul. He runs all the contracts. He's the agent making it all work. He's the one negotiating everything. He's the one in the back end. That's the money machine making it all work. And he's basically getting the money to LeBron. Essentially, simplify. You are the agent here. You build the system. You take a back end cut. They shine while you profit. Simple. So how you actually get paid? You guys are wondering, hey Ali, how am I supposed to get paid? I sign these clients, but I'm confused how I get paid. So there's many different ways that you can get paid. So you can get paid. This is a range. There's essentially no range for a setup fee. A setup fee can go from 1K, you can go from $0 to 10K plus, essentially. Refer experienced operators. So a setup fee, I'm gonna give you a little range, 1 to 7K one time. Is paid when the contract is being signed. It covers building the whole funnel, the system starting out. You can starting out, charge 1 to 3K. If you do not have any experience at all, the best thing to do is obviously you want to get some experience under your belt. You want to learn more. If you think you're not skilled enough yet, do not charge that setup fee. If you think you're okay, look, I'm skilled enough, I can charge the setup fee. I know I can make it. I know the systems are there. I know how to build the system properly. Go for it. Charge that setup fee at 1 to 3K. Obviously, once you get better and better, once you start mastering the skill more, you can up that setup fee to however much that you want. revenue share. Now you're wondering, okay, look, Ali, I get paid, but do I only keep the 7,000? Let's say I got paid a $6,000 setup fee. Do I only keep that setup fee? No, you guys are gonna also do a rev share. A rev share goes from either 50. The most common rev shares that I see personally are between 15 to 30%. Some setup fee. Let's say if you do no setup fee, which is no money up front, you can charge a way higher rev share. But usually people that charge setup fees do a 15 to 30% revenue share. It's basically revenue it's all gross revenue from the systems that your client, all the gross revenue that generated from your system. That's what revenue share is. Basically, all the revenue that the client is generating from your VSLs, your funnel, your automations, all the system that you created, you're gonna get like a 20% rev share out of that. Simple as that. So let's say your client's doing 10K a month at 20% rev share, you get 2K every month. And let's say you have like 5 clients, you stacked at 2K. Each client is making 10K per month. 2K, 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 2K. Simple. You get 10K a month. Boom. If they don't already have one, let's say you got to build the offer now. If they don't already have an offer, there's no problem. You can help them craft the offer, the price point, the promise, the delivery, and then you build out the system. So now once you guys get the analogy of how kind of everything works, let's move on to client selection. Client selection is going to be one of the most important things that you got to know. I'm going to be honest, some of these gurus that sell these types of mentorships programs, they don't tell you how to do proper course selection. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, proper client selection. Client selection is so important because you obviously don't want to get messed up with a bad client. So I'm going to basically just go through the stuff. Let's go on to people who you want to avoid essentially. So people that you want to avoid have zero proof of monetization. There's suspicious income claims, like mysterious income, if you know what I'm saying, No audience at all, just starting from absolute zero, no defined niche at all, have no clear direction. They're just posting a little bit of everything. They have a big ego saying, oh, my system's already good. Let's start talking to them in the D. Even if they have like 10K followers, let's say, oh, my system's already good, bro. I don't need to touch, like, don't touch anything. But the system can need a change. By your knowledge, then that's not the right client for you. Always fight to change and doesn't value the systems. Don't go for that client. I'm gonna move on to now clients that you should target, the right clients that should work. You want to, okay, look, there's a really big misconception here that clients are supposed to have, oh, you need 5K plus, you need 10K plus followers. No, you don't. I'm gonna be honest. The warm audience matters more than the size. The targeted audience matters a lot more than the followers. I know someone that has, I think, 500 to 600 followers. He did easily 10K a month just because he had that warm targeted audience coming into his profile every single day. He's posting the right stuff. He's nurturing the audience properly, and people who are his warm audience, they're filling out the form, they're getting through the funnel, through the system, and boom, they got sold. He's in the program, and both the operator made money and the client made money. So at the end of the day, the size does not matter. Warm audience matters the most. You want to go for people that are kind of already selling a mentorship course or program if they already have one. Even if they don't have a program in, you can come in. If you see that potential, you can say, okay, look, this guy can actually run a mentorship in. We can start that. If you see a potential in it, then go for it. If there's no point of doing a mentorship, then don't do it. Obviously, you can sell them, be like, okay, yo, look, this is another way that you can get a source of income. You can run this mentorship because you know what you're saying, and it'll be really beneficial for the people, so you can get them to run a mentorship. They're active on YouTube and Instagram consistently. Even if they're not on YouTube, you can basically pitch them to go on YouTube, because I'll be honest, YouTube is the best way to nurture the warm audience. Instagram is basically a way how to funnel these guys in. YouTube is obviously going to be the big trustworthy part, is where YouTube's going to be the place where the prospects build a trust with your client. They have monetized but messy and no proper funnel in place. That's a good client to work with. Have no offer yet. Like I said, you can build them an offer if they don't have one. If you see that potential, okay, look, this guy can build an offer, then boom, we can build the offer for them. Next is, bro, this is the most important part. Some of these eyes get cheesed once I see some people's profiles because it's honestly crazy. Let me move my icon right here. But yeah, basically how to optimize your Instagram profile in the right way. This is what people I see struggle with so much. So I'm gonna give you a clear answer for this. I'm gonna give you the right answer. Clear bio. What I usually put is I put my city, I put what I do, and then I put my YouTube link. Simple as that. There's no reason to put I scale people to 20K plus, I scale people to 30K plus. When there's no point of this. People always be like, okay, yo, he's just one of these, these random internet scammer people. You don't want to put the I scale people to so on, so this $1,000. Do not put that. You can put info marketing, you can put growth op if you want. Just put some simple stuff, info. You can just put info and put your YouTube link. Your profile picture should be a real headshot, a real photo of you. Do not put some random, cartoon photo. I know people who have cartoon photos, they can't even see their face in it. Make sure to put your face in the photo. It proves you're human. You're not just a DM bot. Lifestyle content. Content is so important. post a little pic of your vacay, you're on vacation in real life. People need to see that you're a real person. That's the only thing that matters, your first impression. Because, my bad. Look, I made a video on this before I made a reel. People, let's say two people are outreaching. One guy has a faceless profile. He knows he has knowledge, but he has a faceless profile. The other guy has knowledge too, but he is posting. He's posting. He has a good profile. Who do you think that client, that prospect's gonna pick? That client, potential client. He's obviously gonna go with the person that's kind of more posting more content. He's gonna go because that's his first impression, and first impression matters a lot on your profile because a profile is essentially your first impression. Post content. Content is so important. Put out your content, your niche, social proof, so people can know, okay, yo, this guy knows what he's talking about. And do at the end a gut check. Would I respond to the DM from this account? Would I do it or no? That's what you want to do. So now is where you do the actual work. This is where the outreach game plan is gonna come in. If you're not doing outreach, if you're not posting content, you're gonna have to do outreach. If you're doing posting content, you may get some inbound leads, but you're gonna have to do outreach. So this is the whole outreach game plan. You want to hit at least 10 to 20 DMs per day. At least 10 to 20, that should be good. And make sure it's quality DMs too. Make sure they're quality people, like I said before. 5 to 7 just really won't cut it. 5 to 7, if they're quality, then sure, go for it. But volume, if you have zero proof, obviously volume is non-negotiable. Your volume is your advantage over everyone else that's sitting on their hands. Instagram, I'll be honest, you can go like TikTok and all these, but TikTok is not really optimal for outreach. Instagram is the best type of outreach. It's good. It's curated. It's worked well for people. And Instagram, in my opinion, is the best. Best do a mix of casual and business, like I said. Don't overcomplicate it with the email. Almost send a LinkedIn or email. DMs are where deals get me. I'll be honest with you. Zero copy paste templates. Like I said, do not copy paste templates. Do not do it. Make sure everything is personalized. Make sure everything is personalized towards that potential client. If that's something, their stories, their content, their niche. Make sure to sound like a real human being. Don't make it like a script. Most people quit after 3 days. The ones who keep going are the people who sign the clients. Simple. I'm gonna go through what is a bad DM and a good DM. Most people, that the gurus, whatever, they don't really go through what's a good DM, what's a bad DM. People don't want to give it the sauce. I'm dropping free sauce for y'all. I'm gonna drop what's from my experience, what's a good free sauce. So a bad DM will go, hey bro, I love your content, help career scale, want to hop on a call. Nowadays in the info space, once people hear the word scale, they go bizarre, bro. They go crazy. I'm telling you, the word scale had just put some crazy perception in people's minds. So just don't use the word scale. I'll be honest. Don't use the word scale. It fails because you pitching the first message. You're not supposed to pitch. You're supposed to build a warm wrapper on them. Make a warm connection. It sounds like a real human being first. It sounds like 1,000 other DMs they get, and it's no personalization and zero effort. What a better DM is, yo, I've been seeing your niche pop up on my feed a lot recently. How long have you been doing it for? This works because it opens a real conversation up with a person. You want to open a real conversation. You want to make them feel genuine, not copy pasting, and it gets them talking about themselves. Once it gets them talking about themselves, then you can start pitching your stuff. I'm gonna get into the pitch in the next couple slides, but this is what I'm getting. This is my point here. You guys kind of get what I'm saying, right? Do not make it personalized. Personalized is the best way how you're gonna sell people. What to say on the call. So let's say you hop on a call with them. Boom, they accept your offer, they accept your pitch, and now it's your time to hop on the call with them. What do you say on the call? I don't know what to say. I'm gonna give you some little tips on what to say. Essentially, there's different ways to close these people on a full call once you sign a contract. There's a one call close. We close them on one call, and there's a 2 call close, which is the best type of way to close people. Is one is gonna be the starting call. You want to get like a report done on them. You want to see where they are, what's their bottlenecks are, how you can help. Once you get that in, you build a Miro board, whatever you want to call it, and you pitch them, you present them a presentation, and then you sell them. So you want to understand their offer, what they're selling. The first call, you're going to say understand their offer. Say if it's selling a small course mentorship, how do they get leads? Is it DM, YouTube, Instagram? Understand where their attention is coming from so you know what to plug in. Their conversion process, how do they turn leads into sales? Do they do from form, account lead, DMs? Find where the money's leaking. And now you drop free value. So look, what I mean by dropping free value is drop your knowledge. Just show them that, hey, look, I know what I'm talking about. I know I can help you. You spot leads, say you don't have VSL here, you're losing lots of leads, but you're putting lots of money left. A lot of money is being lost because there's no VSL here, there's no funnel. Now they're going to slowly trust you. Once you start spitting off free value, that's when people are going to start trusting you. You pitch your solution, and this is in the second call. Not bad. Number 5 is in the second call where you're going to pitch them the board, your Miro board, show them what you've done. If you have previous client work, show them your client work at the end, and then boom. You say, look, one client will pay back the entire fee. As simple as that. That's what some people do. Sometimes the setup fees is a lot. Sometimes the setup fee is really small, where even one client pays a prospect for a client's program. He pays the thing. He pays the program price. Their setup fee back to them. So you want to reassure them, saying, look, this is going to work. Spit free value. The whole point is to spit free value. Show them what you're talking about so they can trust you. So now the only thing left is action. You have the system, you have the info. One good message to the right person at the right time can change everything for you guys. Always prioritize skill over money. Don't prioritize the money over skill. Once skill over money is there, the money's gonna come to you regardless. Always prioritize the skill. Hopefully I can inspire you guys to start your own business. You guys like what I do. You guys liked about what I talked about. I always want to inspire people around the world. That's one of my biggest goals. And hopefully, you guys can now start your own business with this. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I love what I do. Love running my business. I love basically inspiring people, making videos on the internet. Love running my business. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to always hit me up at AJElevate _ on Instagram. I'm down to help you guys 100%. Any questions, any technical, any hard questions you have, make sure to hit me on Instagram. And that's the video for you guys.